Hi everyone, this is Rosa Kelly. So today I am here with the final part to the fairy book mini album tutorial. So as you know, we work on some pop-up elements. We put the pages together, and we also work on some different elements to put inside our book, as well as this little journal here. So I really love how it's coming out, but I can't wait to see it all put together. So let's get right to it. So we're gonna be using two pieces of 9x7 chipboard. This is medium weight chipboard, and then we're gonna use one piece of 9x4, and we're gonna put them together using some lightweight cardstock. So I'm first going to join the cardstock together. So I'm just gonna use some tape. Let's see, there we go. And I'm just gonna add some tape right there, and let's cut it here. And then we're gonna add this piece and connect the two. Okay, so here we go, just like that. And then I'm gonna place my chipboard pieces on top, just like this. So I'm gonna glue these ones down. So for the spine of this album, I'm going to be using some fabric. I have this really pretty fabric that I think goes with the collection really good. If you don't have fabric, you will do the same step, just instead of fabric, you'll use another piece of your design paper. So now I'm just gonna glue these pieces down to the cardstock. And just continue wrapping the cover. So when you add the pieces on the side of the spine, I always tell you this, but I think it's very important to remember to leave some space in between. This is about 1/8 of an inch space in between. That way it's easy for your chipboard to bend. It's really important to do that. And so I'm just gonna add this one here, just like that, and the same goes for the other side. So this is gonna be one of the chunkiest albums I've done for sure, with a 4-inch spine, but I think it's just gonna feel so nice. I think we'll see. Okay, so I'm just gonna have these ones lined up, and now I'm gonna start folding my cardstock around. Okay, and then we're gonna press down, and that way your cardstock is not going to crack or break. Also, it's really important to use the lightweight cardstock on this step as well. So I also went ahead and cut the corners, as you can see here, to avoid the extra bulk when you wrap this around. So I'm going to add my double-sided tape to all 4 sides. So now I'm going to remove the tape and just press down. And then I'm going to do the sides. So same thing. First I'm gonna fold it and kind of mark where I want this. And then I'm going to push in the little corners so they're not sticking out here on the album. Okay, so we're just gonna do it like that. And then I'm gonna peel off my tape. Now, if you like, we can also add some glue here on that little empty space. And now I'm just gonna press down and do the same on this other side. So then I'm gonna press on these little gaps to help my cardstock bend. And I do this because I don't like my cardstock bubbling up, so it helps to press this down ahead before you fold it. So I'm gonna do the same on this side here. And then we're gonna fold, and there you go. So here is the binding part, and like I said, I'm gonna be using my fabric for the spine. I just think it looks so pretty. like that. Now you can also use another piece of the cardstock design if you like. We're just gonna cut the cardstock and the fabric larger than your spine. So if your spine measures 4 inches, we're going to do maybe another inch on each side, or maybe 1.5 inches. So I'm gonna cut this fabric at about 7 inches, and then on the length you want it to go larger than the 9 inches because we want to wrap it around. Okay, so now I'm gonna add my fabric, and for that I'm just gonna glue on the spine here first. And if you're doing this with cardstock, you'll do the same thing. Just add your glue on the spine. You don't want to add your glue on the bending edge, like right here. You want to keep this area free. And let's see. And then you want to make sure that your glue is spread, because sometimes it would make your fabric a little bit too wet. So I'm just gonna spread it a little bit and take out the extra. And you don't have to use so much glue. You don't have to have every single area wet. So I'm just gonna put this right here like this, and then I'm gonna turn this around and make sure there's no air bubbles. You can do that with your hands. If you have any tools, you can also use that as well. You can also use this step with a credit card if you don't have something like this. You just wanna take all the air bubbles out, and also make sure that your glue is spread evenly. All right, so now I'm going to glue on this side. Again, I'm not gonna glue on the bending line. I'm just gonna glue right here. Okay, so just like that. Same thing. There you go. And this side right here. And if you're using cardstock, you can just trim your cardstock to fit the 9 inches. You don't have to make it extra like I'm doing here. But if you're doing fabric, you want to make it a little bit larger, so you can wrap it around like this. Okay, so now I'm going to do this side. I'm gonna just add my glue right here and just wrap this just like that. Now make sure that you are also gluing the edge. Okay. And now I'm gonna do the same on the other side. Okay. So there you go. Spread that. Okay. So now we're gonna close these, and you see how pretty your spine looks with the pretty fabric. Just really love it. Let's see which side I want it. I think this side looks better. And now we are ready to add our pages. Now if you like, you can cover these. Let's see, because we're not gonna glue the pages down to the spine. We're actually gonna let this be free so your book can open flat. We're just gonna glue the sides here. So I'm trying to see if you could see the inside, and I think you can. So I think might as well just cover that up. So I'm gonna use maybe another piece of fabric here just to cover the inside so it looks nice. And here we go. So you can also do that with your cardstock as well. So now this time I'm gonna cut this smaller. So you just want a small piece, not too long. You don't want this coming out. There you go. Okay. And same thing, I'm just gonna add my glue right here. Okay. And this pretty fabric I got, I think it's from Joann's, and I actually have it since last year, but I'm sure they will have some pretty fabrics now too. I'm not sure if you can buy fabric online. I think you can. I haven't tried that yet, so there you go. So pretty. And I know that Walmart sells fabric too. I always, every time I go to Walmart for groceries or whatever, I always go to the craft section because that's the only craft store open at the moment. So if you need to pick up eggs or whatever, make sure to go by the craft section as well. That's what I do. And it's usually empty, so you don't have to worry about being around people. It's kind of funny. But anyway, so here's the inside of the spine, how that looks. And the main purpose to put in this is so when this kind of comes out, it doesn't look so empty, but it probably doesn't even matter. You probably can totally skip that step. All right, so now we're gonna add the pages. So for the pages to open flat, which is what I want, I'm only going to glue this page here. If you are using fabric, make sure to also use fabric on this step, fabric glue, because you want this gluing against the fabric if you put it there. Oops, no, it's not coming out. You know, I love this fabric. I just really don't like the smell of it. It just, I can only handle it for a little bit. It's really strong, but it works really good. So I'm going to add my glue right there. Now I'm going to line this up with the bending point right here. So you kind of have to hold it open a little bit so you know where your bending line is. And then you're just gonna press down like that. Okay, so now we have the one side, and I'm actually going to secure these right here because I don't want this moving. And here's another, oops, here's another paper clip. All right, so now we're gonna do the same for the other side of the book. I'm going to add my glue here on this 1 inch. Oops, again with this glue. I'm just gonna spread that, and there we go. So you do want to put a lot of glue here because you want to make sure these pages are not going to come out. And I'm gonna hold this open a little bit so I know where the edge is. And I'm just now gonna press down here. Okay. So there you go. And I'm also going to hold this with some paper clips. Let's see if I have more. I really need to get me some cute paper clips. I had a whole collection of these ones that are so pretty, and my girls just keep taking them. All right, so I'm just gonna use this one and wait for this to dry really good, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so here we go. Now we have our pages added into our binding, and this is starting to come all together. I love it. So we have these two pieces that we already cut ahead for the inside covers, so we can glue those down. Now if you want to add a closure to your book, this is the time where you want to do it. So before you glue this down here, if you have some lace or ribbons or anything that you like to use, go ahead and cut two pieces. I just have this piece here, this very pretty lace, and it's the only piece I have that is this width. I have some that are too big, but I think this one's perfect. So, and I think I have just enough. I'm gonna glue this down here. Now we're also gonna use the Fabri-Tac glue for that. I'm just gonna put it right there, and then we're gonna do one on the other side as well. So I like to close it a little bit to make sure that we put it on the same place. So that's where I want it, right there. So I'm gonna add my glue, and we're just now gonna put those down right there. So now we can add the page right on top, right there. Okay. So I want this page to be really flush against the border of the book. Normally I leave a little white border, but since the pages don't have any white around, because I'm designing this right onto the cardstock, I don't want to have any of that white peeking through. And now I'm gonna do the same for this other side right here. Okay, so now we're gonna decorate the cover, and I have all kinds of beautiful flowers here, as you can see. I use one of my punches to keep this flat, and I went ahead and pre-cut this piece here. So I cut this at 9 by 5.5, and I also cut the little fairy. This is from the same sheet. So I think I'm gonna do this right there, and then I'm trying to see where I can put the fairy. I don't know if I want to put it on the bottom or on the center like this. Maybe I kind of want this fairy to be sitting on a garden of flowers. This is why I have all the beautiful flowers here. All these flowers are also from Little Birdie, so you will find it on the same website. And so yeah, so the first thing I'm going to do is glue this down, and let's see. Oh, for the back cover, I also went ahead and cut a piece of 9 by 5.5, and I already glued that one down. So you want to do the back first, so that way you don't ruin your flowers on the front when you're trying to do that. So I'm just gonna glue this down here, just like that. So this side that has the fabric under, I'm going to use the other glue. So I'm just gonna put a line of glue right there like that. Okay, so I also pulled out some bling. This is this beautiful bling piece. Now these I got at Joann's. I always have bling on my stash. And then I have this, so I don't know if I'm going to use the flower. I think it will be maybe too much with all the flowers I'm going to add. I think I'm just going to do the bling right there. And so I'm just gonna use this glue. Now I always keep 2 of these Fabri-Tac glues. One I have with the opening really small, for small pieces like this, and then I have the other one that I kind of cut just bigger so I can get more flow. I think it's a good idea, because usually when I keep just the one, it just takes forever to come out, and sometimes I just want a big amount, sometimes I want a large amount. So I'm going to cut it right there. That just looks so pretty. I wish you could see how shiny it is. It's so shiny, so pretty. And this is gonna basically blend in the background a little bit, but you'll still be able to see it. So now I want the fairy to kind of have a little bit of dimension and stand out. So I'm going to use the leftover chipboard that I have. Let me grab a piece here. I always keep all kinds of chipboard leftover pieces, because to me it's just a great way to reuse, and it saves you money, and it also, you know, it's better than throwing it away, and you don't have to get those foam dots. So I'm just gonna do it like that and just glue this on the back. So now I'm ready to glue my fairy. I'm just gonna add, I'm gonna do the center here, something like this. Okay, I think I think I have no more choices because I already put it down. So now I'm gonna play around with these flowers. I started taking these apart, and I'm not sure which ones I'm gonna use. I'm just kind of gonna play around with this, and I like to do the large ones on this side here. This one maybe too big, and then these tall ones are so pretty. They can probably come from the back there. Yeah, I think so. Let's see. And you can put some higher up and some down. There's another one. Let's see. Yeah, maybe too much. So it kind of looks like she's sitting on an actual garden. And then we can add some of these leaves. I'm not gluing anything yet. I'm just playing around with these pieces. And then maybe I can use the small flowers for the bottom. Oh, and I love that these flowers already come like on a collage like this. So maybe we can add some of these flowers here. This other one up there. And I wish you would be here in my craft room to stop me from putting too many flowers. I don't know. Let's see. Okay, so I'm just gonna play around with this for another half an hour. No, I'm kidding, I'm not. I need to get going. So I'm just going to make a decision and put this down. I'm gonna do the pink because pink's my favorite color, as you already know. And I love that. All right, so I think I like how this looks. I don't know. I don't know what you think. But I'm gonna go ahead and glue this down. Okay, so here it is. I think I love it. I actually do love all the flowers. Okay, so now we're gonna do a little bit of decorating on the inside. So I went ahead and I cut this other image from another one of my sheets to add this as a pocket, and then I can always add some cards or something here. I'm just gonna add the glue on 3 sides like that. And now I'm gonna place this here, and now we have that pocket piece. Ooh, you know what? Ooh, no. Before I add this as a pocket, I'm going to punch this edge. That way it looks a little bit prettier. Okay, so I'm just gonna do this really quick. Okay, and now I'm going to add it. So I'm just gonna add a little bit more glue, just in case it dried up. And now we're gonna place this down here again. So make sure you don't add it on your bending line. And I'm just gonna hold this down here, and now we have a little pocket in there. So for this page, I definitely want to add a little flower feature. I love these flowers. These flowers are from another package here, also from Little Birdies, and you can see that they already came on a cluster like this, so they look so pretty. So maybe we can add one right here. I want to make sure it's not going to get cut with that, so maybe I'm actually gonna do it. Maybe I can do this one here and this one there. What do you think? I'm not sold on that yet, but I could probably do this trim in the middle. Now I do have the trim up here again, so I don't know if it's too much, but I think I'm really going for like I don't know, like a full of flower, right? A full flower garden effect. So let's just go with that. Okay, so I'm just going to add the glue so we can do these laces. I haven't done an album with a lot of lace and a lot of flowers in a while, so this is probably gonna be going a little bit overboard. I can already tell. All right, so I also want to make sure I don't add too much bulk, and that's probably too much bulk already. So I'm going to not do the flowers here. Oops. Let's take that out. Okay, phew. And I'm gonna take off the foam from the back of the flowers to avoid a little bit of bulk. Okay, and I'm gonna come back to this. I might just leave this plain, I'm not sure yet. And then we have this other page. Now this page has those very pretty purple colors, so maybe I'll do this pretty purple flower in there. Or let me see here, I could do this one, you know, just very simple, just one element there, and then a large picture. Yeah, I think I'll do that. So maybe I can do the trim up here, just to continue with that trim look. Or let me see, let's see here, or I could do that. No, that's too much. Or we can do just a little bit of bling. Oh yeah, I think that's perfect. Okay, so I'm just gonna cut tiny piece and tiny bit of glue. I'm gonna use the little one here. This one's been good. And let's just place our little bling right there. So make sure you don't place it on top of the bending line. Make sure that it still opens up. Perfect. Okay, so now let's move on to the next two pages here. Now here we have that deep pocket, so we have to make sure we don't add too much bulk onto that page. So maybe I'll do just this. This flower is more on the flat sides compared to the other ones, like this one for example. So I think this one will be good. And again, I'm just gonna keep room here for a large picture. I'm just gonna do something very simple like this. Yeah, that should be good. So I'm just gonna glue this here. So there you go, another page down. And because I love bling, I'm going to add more bling into this page. Okay, so now we have, see how that bling just shines? It just makes such a big difference. Just that little piece of bling right there. Maybe I'll add, no, maybe not. Okay, I'll move on. These two pages, oh yes. I think these are gonna be one of my favorites from the layouts. They're just so pretty. Have this little bouquet. We can either do something there like that. Now this other set came with, whoops, came with this large flower that I was planning on using on the cover, but I ended up not using it yet. But it's okay. But this one also came with the little leaves, which I love, because the other flower sets, I'm just mixing and matching different collections here, but this set did not come with the leaves. And you also get these little ones here. So I'm kind of going to imitate the one that we have up there down here, using some of these leaves here. So maybe just a little cluster of different tones of pink. I don't think I have any purple, but then we're gonna add some of the greens. Isn't that cute? I think the green just changes everything. It just makes it look more real, more like nature, like that. What do you think? So pretty, huh? And I even have enough if I want to do another one. Maybe I'll save that one for something else, and I'll do 2 of these. Okay, so I'm just gonna finish with this side here. Here we go, I added those flowers, and now we're down to the last 2 pages. I have this piece left, and I think I want to add it here on this book. I also have a bunch of these leftovers. So what I'm gonna do with these is just create a little bit of a side pocket. So I am just going to go around like this and do something like that. Just like a little tuck spot, so we can add some more of these pretty cards from the collection. I don't want to leave them out. And then we can add pictures on the back, and then whatever I have left over, I'll use to embellish the inside of the little journal that we made last time. Okay, so I don't know if this is wide enough, but I need to make it smaller maybe. So I want to put it here in the corner. So I do need to make this a little bit smaller. So I'm just gonna do that. Okay. Yeah, so there you go. Something like that. Okay, so I'm just gonna glue it like a little L and just add this right here. So this is an easy way to add like a little pocket, side spot, tuck area, I don't know how you want to call that. And then I'm going to cut these images and put it in my pockets. But the last thing I want to do here is just decorate this page using all my little leftover flowers. So I have all of these pieces, and I'm gonna start with this big one here. So let's just Let's just do that. This one's a little bit big, so I'm gonna add the other ones right here. So maybe this one can lean on that one. And then I think I only have these little ones left. And there you go. Super cute album. I think I love all these flower elements. They're just so pretty. Okay, so I decided I'm not gonna put this flower here because even though it looks pretty and all, when you put it and it is just too bulky here, so then these pages can't really open as flat as I want them to get the pop-up feature. So if I didn't have this there, this will open a lot flatter. So that's the reason why. So always keep in mind that when you're placing your flowers. But what I want to do is I'm going to cut the flowers here from this leftover piece, and I'm going to add them right there so it doesn't look too plain. So I'm just gonna fussy cut around this, and that's all I'm gonna do. And then we're just gonna be done. I'm going to come back and do a final walkthrough of the album. I always like doing a final walkthrough, that way you don't have to go through all the tutorials to see the final results. And some people just like watching the walkthrough, so that's what I'm gonna do. So we're just gonna add this piece right here, and then we are done. And there you go. I hope that you guys enjoy the tutorial. I hope that I was able to inspire you. I hope that you give it a try and make something beautiful. I know Little Birdies also has this beautiful mermaid paper collection. I know this one is sold out right now. I'm trying to see if they are probably gonna add more to the website, but I think the mermaid one will be another beautiful option, and I think I'm gonna play with that one next as well. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I'll be back with the final reveal of my album, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.